Healing joint pain really comes down to finding the biggest gaps in your movement and filling them in. When it comes to healing knee pain, two of the most common movement gaps we uncover in clients are the lateral leg lift and anterior knee loading. The lateral leg lift isolates the gluteus medius, or glute med, the big fan-shaped muscle on the side of our hip. Glute med stabilizes our gait and absorbs impact when we walk, run, or perform any kind of lower body locomotion. A strong mobile glute med should be able to lift the leg to the side at least 70 degrees and as high as 90 degrees. However, many of the clients we see start out with lateral leg lifts that can barely reach 30 degrees and trigger pain, cramping, and other negative sensations in the hip joint. These clients almost always have knee pain in part because the glute med can't do its job anymore. So the impact of locomotion gets distributed to the knees instead of being absorbed by the side of the hips. Solving this problem starts with developing their hip circles. Hip circles take the hip through a full range of motion and allow the client to concentrate on strengthening the glute med through the middle part of the range where the biggest weakness is. Early on, they focus not on going through a full circle, but by finding the first point in the circle where their knee starts to drop. That's where the glute med weakness is. From there, they practice isometric holds of 5 to 10 seconds at the drop point, trying to keep the knee high and forcing the glute med to engage and stabilize. Each time they practice, they find they can keep the knee a little bit higher, a little bit further into the circle. After a few weeks of regular hip circle practice, we often see clients exhibit noticeably higher lateral leg lifts when tested, along with reduced pain in the lower back, hip, and knee. Another big movement gap we see in clients with knee pain is the inability to load the knees in the anterior or towards the front. This can be because of cartilage thinning or a meniscus tear, but more often it's due to weakness and atrophy in the quads and patellar tendon. To fill in this gap, we start clients out with assisted sissy squats. The first task is to get the hips into full extension before pushing down into the knees. Clients often find they have trouble coordinating this at first, as they've been taught to always put the hips back when squatting. But if we want to rebuild anterior loading, we have to push the hips forward and keep the glutes squeezing tight to keep them there. Once the client can do this, they'll practice 5 to 10 second eccentric sissy squats, meaning they focus on just going down through the lengthening portion of the exercise and then shifting backwards to exit the form. We don't want them pushing up from the sissy just yet, as this can overstress and even damage the knee if done too soon. The client uses a very shallow range of motion at first just to get the body used to the position, and over time they can push lower and lower into the eccentric. Once their eccentric range has advanced to the point where they can achieve close to a 90-degree angle of knee flexion, then we start the position over and work on pushing back out of the sissy, as it's now safe to do so. Filling in these two movement gaps has helped our clients recover from a wide variety of knee issues, including end-stage osteoarthritis, which is something most surgeons will tell you is impossible, but in the realm of strength coaching, it isn't just possible, it's actually pretty straightforward once you understand how to fill in these movement gaps. That's all I've got for you today. Good luck.